Hello everyone, Innovator XABG here, bringing you back with another career mode episode for Everton FC. And the first game coming up is a Capital One Cup game against QPR, and I decided to play my reserve squad, and thanks to the team sheets that worked out to be a lot easier than I expected. But yeah, I think the only first 11 player that's in this team is Seamus Coleman, and the rest are, I think, reserves that would probably be on the bench. Most of them, or of course on the reserves list. But yeah, you can see there quite a few quite a few players are making their debut in this game, and I'm quite interested to see how Dwight Gale does up top, and especially Zoet in goal. But yeah, I must apologise though. There's not many highlights of this game because of the Elgato capture card. It cut out halfway, and I actually didn't notice it until after the game, which is a real bummer. But yeah, I think it cut out around the halfway time, but I did get enough highlights really to there wasn't much in the second half. But very early on here, Eduardo Vargas, playing for QPR, almost strikes them early on in the lead, and you can see there Zoet's quite lucky because he was getting nowhere near that, and it was just curving away a bit too much. But Aidan McGeady here shows off his skill with a McGeady spin. Does another McGeady spin, gets through the entire QPR defence with absolute ease, gets one-on-one with the goalie and slots that in for a possible goal of the season contender. That was an absolute magnificent skill there from Aidan McGeady, and I was thinking of selling him, I must admit, this season. But if he can come on and, easily do that, then surely he must have a place in the team. And he's still got a few years left in him, so I reckon I'll keep hold of them, because I don't really want to be selling all these old players just because of potential and all that kind of squabble, when you can, these older players still have quite a bit of use, especially Aidan McGeady with his, I think it's 5-star skills. And yeah, we get searching for the second. It's not too far in the game, to be honest, as Oviedo is playing on the left, and I decided to try him out on left mid rather than left back, just to see how he fares, and he wins us a free kick from Eduardo Vargas' mistake, and pretty nasty tackle in the end, ends up tripping him over, and we do get the free kick though, which is very important for us if we want to try and get that second and consolidate this lead very early on here. And Clemens, who is taking the free kick for Baines, who is out, and he whips in a really nice cross, and McCarthy denies what looks to be a header on target there, and unfortunately we do not go 2-0 up. But yeah, hey, that was the game. That was pretty much all the highlights until half time, and we actually won 1-0, so that was actually quite thankful for that. And I had to show you that Aidan McGeady goal though. That was really good without telling you. That wouldn't have been as good. But yeah, this is the Merseyside derby, the big game, the absolute massive game at Anfield. And you can see in the league ladder, we I think we slipped up against West Brom, but because we did well against Chelsea and Arsenal, we are actually in the hunt for I think we could go top of the ladder if we could win this game, which is always nice to see. But yeah, this is never going to be easy. This Liverpool side at Anfield, Everton haven't won there in about 15 years, and in the real life they still haven't. That was thanks to a Jagielka screamer, which I recommend you to go and see. But yeah, you can see Arturo Vidal is actually playing for Liverpool here, which is quite a shock, to be honest. But yeah, he's linked to Man U, but now he's gone in this career mode to Liverpool. And Adam Lallana is right behind Balotelli and Sturridge, two amazing strikers on the game. But yeah, we pretty much play our standard 11 with John Stones, the key man in defence really. He's such a good player for his age. And I gave Aidan McGeady a go in it's kind of strange. I gave Aidan McGeady a go at the right because of that goal, basically. Kevin Morelos, I put him on the left to see how he could do on the left side, and also I put Atsu as cam because not only could he play there, but he's been, he feels like a really quality player on this game. I really want to see how much I can use of him until he goes back to Chelsea with the loan deal, and I could possibly buy him back after. But yeah, there is the man, Arturo Vidal, who was caused quite a few problems in the game, to be honest. But yeah, very early on here, McGeady makes one of them good runs using his skill and gets a pass eventually to Atsu, who plays it back to McGeady. Really nice cross here for Lukaku. He's unlucky not to get the header, but because the ball pretty much went straight to Atsu and I didn't actually realise what was happening, I held the B button in surprise a bit too long, and Atsu sprays it quite high and doesn't get the goal that we should have got here. We can see this here. There's in the end a pretty ordinary header from Balotelli, but he ends up clashing into his partner Sturridge, and Sturridge gets out injured. And at this point, I was cheering, not to be mean or anything, but Sturridge is such a hassle against our team, and Lambert is his replacement, and how wrong I was. Lambert scores as soon as he comes on, pretty much, to make it 1-0 Liverpool, and Howard does not get into that. It was a pinpoint header hitting the post, and yeah, that was I couldn't have been more wrong in my entire life. I thought Lambert was going to provide less than Sturridge, but he does the complete opposite and puts the Reds in front of the Blues, and the Copites are reeling after that. And you see Mignolet celebrating in there, but Kevin Morelos is absolutely dumped to the floor here. And I wasn't surprised this was that wasn't a yellow card, seriously. It was quite a menacing tackle. But from this play, McCarthy, our central defensive midfielder, does well to pass it to the right back Coleman, who gives it to Morelos, and on the left he provides the perfect cross. And not sure what exactly is Mignolet doing there, running up to Lukaku like that far from goal. But it makes the job for Lukaku all that easier, and Romelu Lukaku bags what is another goal, another headed goal for this season, and he is on fire in this career mode. He's just everywhere, and when you need a goal, Lukaku stands up for you, and it makes you really hard to sub him off, because you know he's going to do something spectacular in the game. And in the end, it was a really nice link-up play between Coleman, who was on the right, and Morelos, who was actually on the right there. Just realised that he was on the right-hand side and delivered that cross. And that was the game. I know, it's surprising. I didn't show you any second half highlights, but yeah, the second half was probably like a shot each, and it was really just a battle in the midfield. But Lambert and Lukaku's goals were enough to make it 1-1 apiece. And that was it. That was the end of the Merseyside derby. Quite an anticlimactic Merseyside derby, but we got a point from it, which is really rewarding from Anfield. And now we go back into the Europa League, looking to redeem ourselves after the horrible first opening day loss to Krasnodar. And it was a really poor display in Russia, which we need to kind of polish up. And Liam Moore had to be suspended for this game because of that red card, which ultimately led to our demise. But I gave Zoes a go in goal, and that's pretty much it. Got to show the sides this game, but I think Zoe was possibly the only change from the starting 11 against Liverpool. But you can see here Lukaku, his pace, his strength, he's just everything you want in a striker, and I don't know how that isn't a red card. The parallel tackle, like it's drawing so many parallels from that one against Leicester City where Drinkwater got red carded. But you can see there, clearly wasn't going for the ball, clear Lukaku, and at first I thought it was a red and penalty, but I could see there it's clearly outside the box. And the free kick didn't really eventuate to anything, and this game already in the 72nd minute. Once again, these games are really boring. You can see that lackluster shot there just proved how poor, the quality of both sides. But we did push on the very final minute, all our attack. Dwight Gale comes on for Lukaku. Nice shot in the end, but the Swiss goalkeeper is able to save that. And we do get a throw in though, which Clemens does, rush. And you see that all-out attack, and we do make something of this though. McCarthy passes it to Clemens, who's really struggling to impress recently. Has a really good shot, but in the end it's countered by a really good save. And the shot in the end is not rewarded by Dwight Gale. And that is the full-time whistle, which is another really, let's say, disappointing game, because we really should have won at home against Wolfsburg, and in the end we didn't. And that's a real shame. We need to start picking up points fast with the Europa League, otherwise we're going to find ourselves stuck at the bottom of the group and not being able to fulfill. I think the expectation was to win the whole thing, so that was going to be hard. But yeah, you can see Tim Howard and Seamus Colvin were the main improvements in our squad report, along with Lukaku's already grown by 1 and McGeady's grown by 1, which is really nice to see considering his age. But if you want to pause for any of the players, you're welcome to do so. And this is a bit of, I'm not sure what I was doing here, but a bit of a scattered report. And I really do hope you guys have a fantastic day. And as you flick through, oh, just another thing there, Barkley losing some acceleration from that injury. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And just like last time, the question of the day is, who should be the cam until Barkley returns from injury? And yeah, this is the question which I've been asking myself, and I can't find the right replacement. But guys, make sure you have your voice heard by going down in the comment section below and typing up your answer. And I will see you guys later.